Good evening, Marketplace Ministry. This is Chaplain Anthony James coming to you live and direct with clarity. Just touching bases on community awareness and just recapping as far as parent becoming parent partners. Waiting on my co-founder so we can get it in at this night. Pop, we ain't been on a couple of days. Just again, glad to be in the number once again. Yeah, just hope all is well. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, chap?
It's good.
Nothing much. What's going on?
Things good. You ready? You ready?
Sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. I'm locked in.
Okay.
Sir.
Introduce yourself.
How y'all doing? This is Keith Henry. I'm co-founder of Marketplace Ministries. Where we specialize in sending souls to God, man. Doing what we can, with what we can, to send souls to God, man. To try to clean up what's going on right now, man. It's a lot going on, and we just trying to do our part.
Okay. Yeah, we ain't been on a little bit, you know what I mean? But it's all good because we do this every day. We it's a part of, I believe it's a part of our DNA. We have made it a part of our DNA. We tapped in to what God is actually trying to get us to understand, you know what I mean? Trying to pretty much burn out our purpose and let his purpose, take over so that we're on the right path. Because a lot of times we try to do our own things, and a lot of times we keep hitting brick walls. It's the reason why, because we're not submitted, unto God's purpose. And so I believe, that's what Marketplace Ministry, that's the direction that we're headed, that we try to operate in. We try to walk every day, not just when we get on live. You know what I mean? We try to demonstrate this, every day of our lives, whether it be good or bad. We still get back on and try to make this thing happen. So, for the betterment of others. Go ahead, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what, so, by being connected, allow us to do, you know what I mean? And it's not an easy walk, but, we do the best we can.
Oh
Even
yeah.
though we ain't been in a, even though we ain't been on here in a while, we got to get back in the flow of everything, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's, the deal is, well, we have to, I know for me, when me and you ain't on, I try to stay focused, and, I just took a break for a day. You know what I'm saying? I took a day off. That seemed like a long time. You know what I'm saying? A day off seems like a long time, because when you constantly and consistently at it, you know what I mean? You connected to it. And when you take a day off, it's like you're disconnected, but you're really not, because you have to replenish. You know what I'm saying? You have to gain, because once you pour out, plus we work, we have responsibilities that we have to take care of, to bring, things to handle our responsibilities. So this is a responsibility as well. This is a different type of currency. You know what I
Right.
mean? This is the currency that, that we're giving of ourselves, and when we're pouring out like that, you have to be mindful. I was talking to Keith this morning about just, we was talking about some things, and I was just trying to reiterate how I see things in some areas. Balance. I believe balance is everything. Without balance, because we make excuses when we fall. You know what I'm saying? We make excuses when we fall, and we human, and that's going to happen. But the bottom line is, I believe the key to all of this is balance. Without balance, you're gonna make bad decisions. You're gonna fall when you shouldn't have probably fell. And so, as we continue to move forward in this walk, we have to balance our lives. You know what I mean? And
And you know what? And you know what, champ? And you know what, champ? That's very important that you say that, because we had spoke about that earlier, and I had went to work today, and I was thinking about that while I was working, and that is a very key component. I think that's something that we really need to elaborate on as well, because it even myself, it's hard for me to get certain things accomplished, because I don't have a balance of a significant other. You know what I mean? Like I'm off balance. You know what I mean? Like Like I try as hard as I can, with what I know, but I know I'm off balance because I don't have a significant other. I don't get me wrong, I don't use it as an excuse. I work all day, and from the time my feet hit the ground, I'm up and running. I'm doing something. You know what I mean? I'm trying. I stay busy all the time, but I do that to make up because I'm unbalanced. You know what I mean? And I understand that. Well, now that you mentioned it, if I had that balance, you know what I mean, it would make things a lot easier. You know what I mean? So that's very important. I think that that's something that people overlook. And even me, like earlier today, when we spoke about it, I was like, what I mean. But I thought about it, and you were right. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why you are so balance. That's why you are so in tune. And that's why it's not difficult for you to plug back in. You stay plugged in. You know what I mean? And you don't have to because you have that balance. You know when to do this because you have a balance. You have somebody that is really helping you along the way. And you don't have to wonder if or not. You know what I mean? So that's very important.
Well, yeah, and let me point this out. Imbalances even without a significant other. You know what I mean? My first significant other is God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's before I even had a mate. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to that help each other stay balanced and stuff. Because especially dealing with business, especially being an entrepreneur. My wife is an entrepreneur, and she carries a lot of weight, and I have to help her. She's one person, and then sometimes people take on things that they feel they can handle, but when they get in the thick of it, it's a lot, it's too much, and then that plays with the mental, that plays with the emotional, that plays with the physical, and so somebody has to be. And so what helps me, other than my wife, I have God to go to, because I'm gonna go to God before I go to my wife. You know what I'm saying? Because my wife is limited in her thinking. My wife she's human like I am. Just like I know that she has to go to God sometimes before she comes to me. Because some things God has an answer for. Man don't have an answer for everything. You know what I mean? And so we're flawed in that area, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what we do. We learn. We learn as we go along. But my key focal is God. As I continue to, I've learned how to reach out to him as I know him, which is a spiritual situation. There's nothing physical about that. It's a spiritual thing. I try to stay connected every day, rain, sleet, or snow. You know what I'm saying? In season, out of season. You know what I mean? I have to stay on my word. I have to stay talking to God. I have to stay inspirational with gospel music. I have to stay different. I have to stay in tune. Just like I listen to hip hop. I listen to R&B. I listen to things that's going to help me far as, unwind when it's time to unwind, because the way the cares of the world, we carry those things with us. You know what I'm saying? We have responsibility. We got to go get the spoils. We got to go to work. We got to pay bills. We got children. We got to help take care of them. So the bottom line is, I believe once you start practicing or get into the practice of staying in connection with God, then it seems like it's easy. It's not all that easy, but it makes it better. It makes it that much better though, because I know my life, dealing with my wife and me, what I got going on, it can be chaotic. It can be chaotic because the business side of life is straight up chaotic, because you don't know what's going to happen the next. You can plan something and something goes wrong and you got to try to another way. So with God in the center of it, being the peace in our marriage, you know what I mean? We allow God to be the umpire of peace. So that way, when everything seems like it's shaky, because I ain't got it all together 100% of the time. So, but when I see something like some different noises coming to dealing with me and my wife, or just dealing with me, I consult God. And when I consult God, I take it away from me. I ask him to help me deal with it. Because a lot of times we be wanting God to take things away. He's not going to take it away. He's going to help you deal with it so that way you can learn. Even when you're unsure, he still wants you to move forward. You know what I mean? And so that's what it's about. And so, you know, even getting to this topic now, becoming parent partners, you have to do all of that. You have to bring all of that into play. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a spiritual connection with God, especially raising kids, especially having a relationship. You better have God. If you ain't got God, man, you better just stay by yourself. Just stay by yourself, because you're going to have to deal with you. And then when you get into a situation, a relationship, and especially with kids, man, it's kind of messed up to be, just think about this. It's kind of messed up to try to help kids when you're a kid. You see what I'm saying? And so, you know, to help that situation, you have to grow up. And sometimes you grow up in the midst of raising your kids, because you have to step to a level where they are not. To help them, you got to be at another level. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I talked to my kid's grandmother the other day, you know, and we had a lengthy conversation, you know, and we were just talking about certain things, and you know, and it just like, it just tripped me out. It just got me wondering and thinking, like, you know, where everything is leading to, and you know where everything is going. You know what I mean? By me talking to her, and by us doing this parent partner thing, and you know, everything is really just like, it's just like, you know, going real. It's going real different. It's going real different. But you know, thankfully I can handle everything. You know, and keep everything together for the sake of the kids, and you know, and stuff like
Right.
that.
And yeah, you know, and that's important, because the bottom line is this. If I believe this truly in my heart, if you handle your business, if you truly handle your business as the man, as the head, even not being with that child's mother, God is going to make a way for things to work out, because you're handling your business. You're being responsible, just as you was responsible to lay down and make that child. So now you're being responsible now to help raise that child, whether it be welfare or well-being. You know what I'm saying? You providing, you know, not just protection, but you're providing finances. You
Right.
providing, you know, helping that kid as far as school or whatever, clothes or
Right.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I believe any grandmother of a child, any grandfather of a child that's in a situation with there's two parents that's separated, they should get involved. You know what I'm saying? As far as to know what that father is about, because a lot of times we are missing in action. You know, I'm just speaking for the black men. We're missing in action, and we don't even understand how important we are in this situation, man, because these kids are really, really, really looking for us, and we ain't showing up. We have to show up, and we have to stop making excuses and saying why we ain't showing up. There's no excuses. God don't want to hear that. One thing about God, he don't want to hear your excuses, man. He don't want to hear it, because if you lay down and mute, you didn't make no excuse to have that baby. There should be no other excuses why you can't help take care of that child. You understand? Because it wasn't no excuses when you laid down. It was just, yo, let me make this happen. You know what I'm saying? And so the bottom line is, once that happens, now it's your responsibility to say, you know what? Yo, I owe it to these children, man. And then once you start doing what you're supposed to do, not being made to do it, man, it feels so good. It feels so good, because it makes a difference in that child's life. And it makes a difference in that woman's life, because she may be pissed off at you or angry because y'all broken up. But I'm telling you, once you helping her with that child, man, listen, that woman gonna be on the low. She gonna be like, yo, thank you. Thank you. She may not tell you because she ain't ready to, because the way the situation may have broken off. But man, if you stand in that child's life and that child is talking about her daddy in that house, now you got kids talking about their daddy and the man ain't doing nothing, that woman will cut your head off. Real
Right.
talk. But if you handling your business, you seeing about how their school is going. You see about if they've been to the doctor, if they everything, because you don't know these kids, these women going through a lot with these children, man, with these single parents. It's a lot on them. And so for us to sit up and say, nah, she's a B, yourself, man. Check yourself. because she didn't lay down by herself and have that child. You know what I mean? And I just believe us as men, we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to the children to keep this family structure, because the family structure is broken. It ain't being broken, it's broken. It's broken. Like I said, I'm 55 years old. You know, I've been through a lot in my life, but at the end of the day, man, my children, the more I stay in their life, the more it helps that mother handle her life. You understand? It has nothing to do with me and her. You know, man, my children's mother, we don't even talk like that. Right. But, you know, I get it. We went through some things, but I didn't leave that child's life. You see what I'm saying? So she can talk about me all day long and say, oh, this, that, and the third. But if she can really be true to herself, she know that her kid's father is I stay on point with them. You know what I'm saying? They can reach me. When they call me, when I call in, we connect. And that's what we have to do as parent partners. And hopefully one day the mother, she'll come. And if my kid's mother don't never speak to me, I'm still going to be that child's father. You feel what I'm saying? That's becoming a parent partner. That's because it doesn't matter how she feel or how she feel about me. It's not about that. It's about the responsibility that I have to take on with my child to help my child grow, you know?
Yeah, and you know, this thing like has so many different twists and turns because, like you say, it's not the necessary relationship between you and the mother. It's a relationship between you and the child. You know what I mean? Hopefully, the mother come involved or whatever, but you know, just to take some of the pressure off the child, because you don't want to put that much pressure on the child. You know, communicating with some of the things that you know you don't want to really come at her with. You know what I mean? And especially if the mother's with the child all day, like you want to be able to at least, you know, give her some type of information so she can, you know, send that to the child. You know what I mean? It's God, man, woman, and child. Like the God teach the man teach the woman, and the woman teach the child. Like that's how it's supposed to go. And it don't supposed to go. The man go. Well, you could teach a child, but you know it's better if you include the woman in on it. You know what I mean?
It's hard though. Brother, we talking, let's be real about this thing. This thing is bust wide open. The women won't give a damn right now. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. They don't care because they're angry. And it's blame on both parts. I don't blame the man or I don't blame the woman. It's two people that lay down. See, God ain't placing blame on the man or the woman. He's saying you both laid down. Now you both have to figure it out how to help this child. You see what I'm saying? It's never gonna ever be, oh, I'm doing I. God, in God's eyesight, is we, us. It's y'all have to do that, not you. You just because you have that child by yourself in your house handling all the business. No, ain't nobody telling you to handle all the business. Now, if you don't let that man in, that's on you. And the problems that you continue to have will be on that woman. So I know men that try to get in. The woman won't let them in. You feel what I'm saying? The woman won't let them in. So what do the men do? The men, my suggestion to the men that's having issues in that area with their baby's mama, keep doing the right thing. I know it's tough. I know she probably ain't trying to hear you because she's pissed off at you or whatever. Man, get off of that. Let that go. Because at the end of the day, you still have rights with that child. You still have rights. Listen, the bottom line is you got rights from God, and if you do what you're supposed to do, if that woman is not allowing you to see that child, because I hear a lot of women say, nah, he's a deadbeat dad. He owed me child support money. That has nothing to do with family court. You understand what I'm saying? If you're a man and you want to be in your child's life, you understand? Then that's what you need to do. You need to make it happen, like I had to do. I don't hate my kid's mother, but I promise you, she can't keep me away from my children. She can't keep me away from my children. So, and men, we can't keep making that an excuse, because every day that goes by and you don't hear from your children and you don't see your kids, you don't know what the hell is happening to your kids. You don't know what nobody's poured into your kids. You don't know if they're being molested. Yeah, I'm just going to keep this 100. You don't know if they're being molested. You don't know if they're being physically abused. You don't know any of that. And man, how could you sleep? How could you lay down at night not knowing what's going on with your child? Because the woman told you you can't see it. Man, can't no woman tell me I can't see my child. And you know what I'm
But
saying?
you know, it's been a lot of kids coming to murder like that. Like Malaya Davis, I don't know if you heard about her. I mean, you know, it's just a lot of little girls been coming up killed, you know, through, you know, with the stepfathers and stuff like that. So,
Right.
you know, that's why I mean, my kids, like, hey man, that FaceTime stuff is real. You know what I mean? Like, you know, being able to the new technology, being able to see them face to face, man, like that. If you can't do that, at least at minimum, man, I don't know what to say about you. You know what I mean? Like,
Men, listen, that to me, not to cut you off, my brother, you have to take it a step further. It's more serious than that. If you are able bodied, you got a breath in your body, you need to take your tail down to the courthouse and submit paperwork, request, you know, residential with the mom. You want visitation rights. You have your rights to have visitation, joint custody. Now, if your life is raggedy, men, then that's not going to happen for you. You understand? Because the kids have law guardians. The law guardian going to check your jacket to see what's going on with you. They want to make sure that if you do visit the child is have a safe environment. Even though some of the women's environments are crappy too now. But see, we got to get past all of that. That's why it's two heads is better than one. Like when you have to go back to the basics. Like when you started together and you made that child. You have to try to get back to that place where you both are in that child's life. One shouldn't be saying, I do more than you, then I do more than you for the child. No, it ain't about what you do. Kids, listen, it's not about what you do. Because the bottom line is society don't give a care. Hey, they don't care. They're gonna crack the family. And that's what's going on right now. The family structure is broken. And so us as men, we have to say, you know what, man? Let's put our pride to the side. I got to help my children. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't, me personally as a man, I can't lay down and ain't heard from my kids. I can't lay down in my bed at night and I can't, listen, I'm thinking, because I know you think about your children, man. So when you think about your children, you don't try to get at them. You don't try to, there's something wrong with that picture. If you just can go to sleep, lay your tail down and go to bed, no, and ain't heard from your kids in months. Whoa, that's a long time. A week is a long time. So
right.
in years, some of these kids ain't seen their father in years, man. You have no excuse, man. If you're not mentally retarded, disturbed, you have no reason to not be in your child's life, for your child not to. Man, you can write a letter, man. The post office, a letter don't cost you nothing, man. Even if you can't get on the social media, they still do mail. You know what I'm saying? But half of these men don't even know where their kids at. That's the sad part. You don't even know the address where she lives or where he lives. Man, that's pitiful. Ain't nothing a man can tell me. A man can't sit in my face and say, yo, child, I don't know what's wrong with this woman, man. Well, I don't know why she tripping. I'm going to stop him right there. It ain't about her. It's about your child.
Right.
You can go, just like you can Google, and you know how many people be finding people that they ain't seen in years. Find your child. Somebody help you find that child. Because that child want to see you. They want to hear from you, whether you think so or not. But men become numb. They become numb.
I had read a poem about it was a guy named Lamont Curry, and he had said that he left his child life because he felt it would be better for the child. You know what I mean? Like he felt he left his life because it'd be better for the child, and that's probably be the psyche. Not to make no excuses.
Man, that's crazy.
Right, that's what he said at the end of it though. Like he said that now that he know better, I guess he was just going through some stuff
Right.
and he had to get himself together, So, but it's just crazy. Like you say, how people haven't seen or heard from their kids in years. You know what I mean? I know some people like that, and I
Man,
don't, I don't know what that is. Like I don't,
that's
I can go
man,
ahead.
that's trifling. That's trifling, man. I'm gonna call it like it TI is. That's trifling. Maybe that was done to you, but you should not want to do that to your child if that was done to you. But I understand men's mental. When people going through things in their life, they can't handle certain things. And I get that. I get that. That's why we're on here, opening this conversation up so we can give you some pointers on what to do. You understand? We're trying to help. We're trying to help you. And whoever's on our line, if you know somebody like that, help them. Tell them go down to the court. I found out a way to go down to the court and get visitation right. Joint custody with the mom. You have to do that. That's the only way. The courts don't give a care. Listen, if you don't go down there, man, I told you, I had a child of mine's mother moved. She didn't tell me anything. Man, I was on her. I was on her. I ain't hear from my daughter in like a week. I was like, nah, no, something wrong. She blocked me and everything. Man, I went to her church. I found out what church she went to. I went to her church.
Wow.
I went to her job. Not to start problems, but just to find out where my child is at. Like, no, you're not going to do that to me. You're not going to do that to my child. That's wrong. I don't care what you're dealing with. You listen, we need to. I'm not here to fight you. So when I go to court, I tell the judge, I tell whoever, listen, I'm not here to fight her. I'm here to help my child the best way I can. You understand? This ain't about me fighting nobody. This is my right to come here because we can't communicate. She don't want to talk to me because she angry with me for whatever reason. I'm over with that. I ain't holding on to that. We both made a decision to move forward in our lives, but some people don't move forward. They stay stuck.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I wasn't stuck. I realized that it's over with us, but it's not over with my child.
Right.
You understand? Just because we couldn't make it together, that don't mean you're gonna take my livelihood with my baby. Nah, you got the wrong one. Matter of fact, you got the right one. Because I'm gonna stay with my child because my child don't want to not be around me. If you ask the average child right now, do you want to see your daddy? Man, they're gonna tell you straight up and down, yes. I want to see my daddy. The only way they say they don't want to see a daddy because it's you putting fear in them. The mother somebody has put fear. If a child don't want to see their father because their father messed up with the mom I'm putting the blame on the mom. Straight up, because there's no reason why a child would say, I don't want to see my father unless that father abused that child. That's the only way. But most times it don't be like that.
And you know what, Chef? I don't even think women really understand that, because
They don't.
because it's like they make suggestions, like they make their own opinion, like you don't want to come pick them up because you at the basketball game or whatever. It's not even about me being at the basketball game.
Right.
It's about something else. You know what I mean? But they're trying to make it seem like it's about me being at the basketball game or whatever. No, it's not about. And they put that in their child's head.
Right.
And then I think, oh, my dad rather be at the basketball game.
Right.
And it's like that's not it. Your mom is making something up. That's not it. And it just get twisted and turned. And then if you try to talk to her, she ain't trying to hear because it's just like wow. You know what I mean? And the only person suffering is the child. The child he's getting a certain level of hate for the father, and the father. It's just getting crazy. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
with the mother.
Right. And we ain't coming on here. We're trying to have dialogue. If y'all have any questions, pop it you have or comment on some things if you want to. This is a family situation. You know what I'm saying? This is a family situation. We ain't here to bash nobody in their head. We here to come together and get this family unit back. that. That's our purpose on Marketplace Ministry. We're not coming here pointing fingers at nobody. You understand? We're here trying to heal. We're here to help people heal. And if you don't heal, then nothing's going to change. You understand? Because if you can still sit, you've been away from your baby father for 15, 20 years and you still mad? What kind of crap is that? No, that's control. That ain't mad, that's control. You think that because you got the child, that you controlling the man. Nah, and most of these women think like that, I'm telling you. And the system has helped them to think like that. Because the system is telling them, nah, well, you can do this. You can put order protection out on them if you're scared of them. What? Now you doing more harm to the child. Because the more you try to keep that man away from his child, you are doing more harm to the child. And if you don't understand that, you are seriously busted in your thinking. I'm telling you. And so I wish these women, I just pray that these women that's mature and they've been through that and they did that and they ain't doing that no more. Let them know, women. Could you let these women know that that's dealing with that stuff, that they wrong and they need to change this thing? You want to see, you hollering Black Lives Matter and you busting the father in his head because you still want to be in control. Come on, man. You done took them, man.
But you know what, Chap? It's deeper than just the father. Some of these women have issues with their aunties. They just, yeah, it's just like, wow, like how.
But that ain't, but right. But we talking about the fathers, because the fathers, they are the giver of that child.
Right, but my thing is, once you learn how to really let go from anything, like even if it's the same, it comes from the same vein of control, like right. Of that hurt that happened from long time ago that you still haven't dealt with, that's just
right.
growing and growing, and now everybody that you meet, you sticking this hate onto them, you're not even knowing. This is why your relationships is not working, because coming in it in hate anyway, because you have it on your heart and you don't even know it, and you're going to take from this person, that person, to the next person, and you're never really going to be able to get along with anybody because you carrying along all this hatred, and it's not, it's for nothing. Like, let it go,
Right. Let me tell you this, man. I've been in relationships, man, where I was with a woman that had children already, right? And I'm the type of man, I ain't trying to be nobody's father, but it's about help. I treat them kids like they mine. But at the end of the day, it turned me off when I see them treating the baby's father messed up. And I've been in a relationship when the father was trying to do the right thing, man. I mean, he was really trying. They pulled me to the side. Yo, man, I don't know what to do, man. And it bothered me because I said, that ain't right. But here I am with you. You feel what I'm saying? So what happened? It didn't last. It didn't last because she was hell bent on men, I guess. So obviously it wasn't going to work for me neither. I see this man, whatever y'all went through, he was still trying to do the right thing for his child. But the woman she had her knee on his neck so heavy, man, it hurt me. I was like, it wasn't funny to me. Like, you got this dude. You said he was this and that. He didn't show me that. He showed me that he really wanted to be with his child, but you wouldn't let him because you're trying to hurt him. You're trying to show him, yeah, I'm in control. This is my baby. You hurting your baby. I've seen your baby come to me crying, want their daddy. You understand? So it hurt me. I'm like, wow, this is crazy, man. And I tried to talk to her and everything. Like, listen, what's the problem? Well, leave that man alone. Let that man come and be with his child. What is wrong with you? Then, hold up. Let's take it a little further. Then you got these women that got children by men. Other men come into play. The men turn against the man. The men side with the woman. The men side with the woman that ain't even their child. And they see the man because they looking at the man, jealous of the man, whatever they is. How you gonna team up with that woman doing wrong, man? Oh yeah, we got to go deep. God says open this thing up because we need people to get a visual of what we're saying because it's happening from different angles. That's the problem. You got these men. I know men ain't got no kids, brother. Get with a woman with kids and go against the man, keeping the man out of the, trying to be in place of that man. That's not your children. That's not your children. You should be thanking God that a man is trying, because the women tell him he ain't nothing. He ain't did this. He ain't worth this. He ain't worth that. Now you're going to take her side. You ain't no man. You a jellyback.
Yeah, insecure. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. You insecure and you a jellyback man. You have no spine. If you're going to stop another man from taking care of his kids because the woman told you something about that man, something wrong with you. If me, that couldn't be me. If I was in a relationship with a woman, she had children, and the man of their children, man, I would try to connect with him. I ain't going to. Yo, listen, I appreciate you coming through. Yo, when you want to pick your son or your daughter up, are you available? I'll make that connection. Because I'm a real man.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I know the child. The child don't want to look in my face. They want their daddy. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So and they see me trying to connect them to their daddy. Oh man, it's not gonna be that hard for me to connect with them.
Right.
But the mama, she hell bent. Oh no, you better hell, he's a deadbeat. Man, please. But that's the problem we have in society right now. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think a lot of these mothers still have feelings for these fathers sometimes.
Of course they do.
You know,
they want to hurt them. They want to stick their knife. They want to stick their knife in them fast and pull it out slow so they can hurt because they hurt them. And then they don't realize that while you sticking your knife in him, you stuck it in your child too. Wow. You feel what I'm saying? See, God needs them to see that you are busting your kid open because you feel you got to get revenge on the person that left you because of how they left you. Now you're going to make your kids suffer. You know what I'm saying? And your kids are suffering. If you really went in their rooms late at night, when you told them you kiss, hey, give me a kiss goodnight. If you really listen to them, they're in there crying. I done been in kids' room when they want their daddy. You feel what I'm saying? And I wasn't their father. But I had to take that slack because my heart went out. My heart went out for them. So I know what that feels like when a child really wants their father and the mother is blocking. That's why you have no good success. That's why God is really not opening the blessing for you. Because you're hurting your child, your seed. That's what you're doing. And God is not going to bless you. When you're cursed in the situation, there's nothing he can do about it. He just got to let you go through. And hopefully the kid grow and learn from it because you're hurting the child. So now when that child grow up, if that child don't get healed, that child might resent a woman. You never know. You never know. You setting that child up for failure in relationship. Because they're going to say, well, my mama dogged my daddy. So at the end of the day, kids ain't stupid. Keep thinking kids ain't paying attention. Oh, they wide open. They looking, they see everything. Listen, you ask the kids some stuff, they'll shock you. Kids will shock you, man.
I'm telling you. My 3-year-old, my 4-year-old, she can't. Yeah, she was 4 at that time. She say, "Mama don't like you."
Right. Because they're being trained. They're being trained. Why would you make a kid, put a kid in position to say that to their daddy? Mama don't like you. Because she know mama don't like you. That's terrible for a child to have to deal with that every day. And then you want her to like you? She don't like daddy, but why she don't like daddy? Because you told her that? You told her daddy ain't worth a cuss? So what they don't realize is this, my brother, I experienced this too. Once that child grows up, that child may flip on you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, when you kept that child away from the person that they love, man, that child have all kind of resentment, man. You can buy that child all kind of IMAX and all kind of different things, and you know what I'm saying. That child be like, man, please, mommy ain't worth a cuss neither. Oh yeah,
Right, right,
oh
right.
yeah. It ain't funny, but
I,
it's sad. But
it's,
we tell them the truth, man. Listen, this market. One thing about marketplace ministry people, we want y'all to understand that we coming when we say real talk. This is real talk. I hear people talking, yo, 100, 100. Yeah, y'all ain't 100. Y'all ain't 100. Y'all watered down. We bringing you the truth. And I hope you can deal with the truth because we're not cussing nobody out. We're not being disrespectful to nobody. We're trying to bless people. We're trying to open up this thing to whereas we helping each other, you know?
but you know what, Chap? I do feel as though like people are really tuning in. It might not be when we tune in and on, but I do feel like I'm feeling that energy, like it's coming
Right,
back. I do feel like, we got some nuggets, and people really gonna tune in. I feel like people really are really starting to, like, it's a wave starting to come our way. You know what I
right,
mean? And I really, really feel it. And I'm not crazy, you know what I mean? And I really, really pay attention to the way of the world. I pay attention to the flow. You know what I mean? Because everything has a flow.
right,
And even like money is called currency. Like it flows. You know what
right,
I mean? Everything has a flow, and I pay attention to the flow of the universe and what it's telling me, and it's telling me, like I say, that this is that people are really tuning in, like people are really paying attention to what's going on as far as and trying to build their family structure, heal their hearts, so they won't be, have hatred towards, they parent partner,
right,
if we
right,
want to that. And I do, like I say, I just believe that like we really are, well, you are really putting a lot of stuff out there as well. Like I gotta give you that, and you really are changing a lot of people trajectory, especially the youth, you know what I mean?
right,
Because by you healing their parents, they're able to see a different way of life. You know what I mean? And I think that that's what this 2020 is. It's a new vision. It's a new way. You know what I mean? It's a new flow. You know what I
right.
mean? Become a flow, and people are really, really, really tuning in. I mean, and I could just see Ant Name up there. I seen him post something the other day. He said you looking at a new man. You know what I mean? That's confirmation. He went through the cocoon. You know what I
Right,
mean? And he's ready to go out and let his wings fly. You know
right,
what I mean? And
right,
that, like I say, that's confirmation, and that's just only one that we know of. You know what I mean? And if we knew all of them, we'd probably be on here a lot longer. And that's what people do. They go in the cocoon. You know what I mean? They go in their secret place, and they deal with what they have to deal with, and come out a better person.
right,
So
right,
yeah, just keep up
right.
the good.
And just like when we first got on here, man, months ago, right? Our whole motto was because we first, we was on, the following thing. We have to be different from the world. You know what I'm saying? That's why God says He needs His purpose in us and now our purpose. Now, our purpose, we want so many, like you said, it's people watching that we don't even see watching. They look at it, but they don't tap in the way, but the bottom line is, He says all we need is one to tap in. And that one is going to let the other people know what's going on. Because when anything's real and valuable, people go after it, man. And this is a valuable situation we're talking about because we're talking about community awareness, man. Community awareness is household. You can't have community without household. There's no community without household because it's whatever you are trained in, you're going to take outside. And if you are trained in a bunch of craziness, you're going to take that outside the household. Like you got a lot of people that may go to work every day. They go whatever they do outside of the household. You think that everything is good because that's what they show. But man, it ain't good because the fruits are in the fruits are in it. Every day you see, because if it was all that good in the household, why is our community the way that it is then? You see what I'm saying? Why is our community the way? Even church. People go to church when before the pandemic came, they go to church in droves. Oh, they in Sunday services. They Wednesday, all they doing is. Why is our community ain't looking like that then? Why can't see, that's why I know that's how you look at things. It says the fruit. You can see the fruit. It's not gonna lie. Fruit will never lie. It will never lie, man. You know, you can't be powerful over here and you ain't powerful over there.
Right.
You can't be powerful in church and your community is towed down.
Right.
If you're sitting there saying hallelujah and running out your shoes and falling out and doing all that, man, and doing that, and then your community is busted, you living a lie. Straight like that. You living a lie.
Yeah.
And that's real talk. You know what I mean?
And I think that's what, that's why we're waiting awareness, because, I believe that in direction that we head, and we want to show them a different way.
Right.
We raising awareness to show, you know what I mean? And my belief is we narrating right now. We
Right.
being a narrator. We telling what's going on, you know what I mean? We telling the story so we can in the near future show you. We can show you how we telling right now to show you. You know what I mean? Right. So once we show you, you'll know what's going on. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people tend to get confused. You know what I mean? Because sometimes this is very complex. You know what I mean? A lot of people will get confused and and start missing the message and missing what's going on. You know what I mean? So we really like to have conversation between ourselves, but like I say, we want to try to narrate and try to keep y'all in tune with what's going on in case y'all coming in looking after we get off or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean,
that's it. But go ahead, chap. Go ahead.
No, you ain't. Go ahead, finish, man.
But yeah, but like he was saying though, that's one thing we have to start doing. We have to be powerful all around. If you're gonna be one way at this place, be the same way at home. If you're gonna be holy moly at church, come be holy moly at home. Read your kids the Bible before they go to sleep. You know what I mean? Do certain things like that. You know what I mean? Don't be holy moly at church and be and I'm not saying you have to be holier than thou, but at the same time, at least try to let it coordinate. You know what I mean? Like, try to let the fact that you go to church stop you from doing some of the things. You know what I mean? Like, let it be disciplined enough to stop you from doing some of the things. Like, like I say, being a bad parent partner. You know what I mean? Like trying to stick a knife in your kid's father and put it out slow. Stick it in the fast, put it out slow. Certain things like that. Loosen up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get some of that stuff off your heart. You know what I mean? You're going to church. That's what you're going to church for. To get it out. I mean, don't go to church and remain the same. Like that don't make sense. It's counterproductive. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to get.
Right. And I mean, first of all, you are the church. We are the body of Christ. So at the end of the day, you go into a building. All you doing is to go there to fellowship, is strengthen numbers. But you better have them numbers at your house. You understand? That's what it's going to boil down to. You got to have those same numbers at the household. How you doing? Good evening to you too. But yeah, you got to have those numbers at your house, because the bottom line is that's where your first church is at anyway. You're supposed to be practicing not outside of your house. It's supposed to happen inside of your house. Then when you go out, that's who you are. Wherever you go, that's who you are. So you can come from anywhere. You can put on the front, just like if you put on the wig, and then you come home and take that daggone wig off, man. You understand? Come on, but you out there perpetrating the fraud. So let's be real with ourselves. Be true to yourself. And if you're true to yourself, then God will get behind you. But if you lying, you living a lie, man, listen, God gonna let you get cracked open. And the messed up thing is you gonna get your kids cracked open because you living foul. You know what I'm saying? Let that man be involved in that child's life. That's what becoming a parent partner is. Becoming. I ain't saying if you ain't there, become that. Because it's gonna be beneficial to the family. That's what we're talking about, the family structure. The family structure is broken down. I'm a 60s baby, man. I come from a structure where we had curfews. You understand? I'm so glad. I'm going to be honest with you. I love having the internet. I love having a cell phone. I love being able to tap into this, that, and the third. I love being able to shop online. But, man, it ain't nothing comparison to when I was growing up without a phone. Because you know why? We had communication. We didn't have communication floors. You understand? Nobody, you go right now and try to talk to somebody, they got their face in their phone.
Oh, yeah.
They're not even listening to you, man. You're actually like almost minute to them. They're like, man, what'd you say? What'd you say? Even in my job, I'm doing a job, my coworker, you know what I'm saying? We take temperatures. Now, the person that needs to come and get their temperature taken shouldn't be me. I should be opening the door for them. But they done got past my coworker. They in their phone. They in their phone. I mean, they don't care where they at, man. They in their phone. So we're saying, whatever you're doing at home, you have to break that cycle if it's negative. Now, if it's good, keep doing good. We're not saying that. We're saying it's room for improvement. Let's say we're not pointing the fingers. We're talking about do better. That's all we saying. If you are doing good, hey, tell us. Hey, we want to see. Why don't you tap in? If you tap in on Marketplace Ministry and you say, yo, I'm doing this, that's what's up. That's what's up. Keep on doing good. That's we're not coming after them. See, if you throw a rock in a pack of dogs and the one who holler is the one you hit.
And see, one is the key word. You know what I mean? We trying to save every last one. If you already good, you know, like you said, tap in. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, try to help somebody else. You know, or minister to somebody else in your community or your neighborhood or whatever. You know what I mean? Or send them our way. You know what I mean?
Right.
But however, like, you know, we getting every last one. You know what I mean? The one who might be over there in the corner, you know, bent up and whatever. You know, we trying to find him. You know what I mean? Or her. You know, we trying to find them, the ones that the ones. You know what I mean? The ones who are left, who might feel like they left behind, or they get hurt, or whatever. They've been going through it for a long time, and they got these kids looking at them. You know what I mean? They don't know what's going on. You know, we trying to get them. You know what I mean? Like that's what we trying to do. You know,
Right.
So if you good, you know, hey, you know, thank God, but you know, we trying to find the ones. Go ahead, Chuck.
Right. And I mean, God is allowing us to put this ministry out here, Marketplace Ministry. We ain't here talking about we so holier than thou, we know earthly good.
Right.
No, we here sharing. Listen, I done made so many mess ups in my life, man. I done did so much wrong that I'm trying to do right. That's what it's about. Each one teach one. If God has blessed us, we're coming on here trying to lift each other up. That's what we're trying to do. We ain't trying to beat nobody up, because listen, at the end of the day, I ain't the one for that. I'm not a judge. God is the judge. So at the end of the day, we saying, all we're trying to do is be transparent on here. We want y'all, we tell our stories, we actually talking to one another, we have a dialogue, and as people chime in on what we're talking about, hey, if you want to make a comment, make a comment. You know what I'm saying? If you need to ask a question, if we can answer the question, we'll answer the question. And so, but the bottom line is, we're here for the family structure. You understand? We want the families to do better again. Because I remember when the families were tight, when the communities was tighter. You can knock on the door. My mom used to give me a note. Things wasn't so good at one time. You know, they worked, but they need some sugar or some flour. I didn't know what she really needed, but I was the curious kid. She gave me a note. I always looked at the note.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I act like I didn't look at the note, but you know, you know what I mean? But the bottom line was, the neighbor gave us some eggs. Next thing you know, when my mom and them got paid, they sent me back over there with their stuff. That's community, man.
Yeah.
You mess around and knock on somebody's door now, you're going to get some smoke blowed in your face, man. Or you might get a gun pointed at you. That's how ruthless the times have gotten. And so we're saying, come on, family. Let's get this thing back together. La Familia. Come on, let's bring it back. We need to bring this family structure back. We can do it. We need to continue to encourage one another, to inspire and to empower each other. Listen, our kids out there, listen, you don't want your kids to have to go through worse stuff that we done been through, because that's what's happening now. These kids ain't safe out here because us grown folks ain't making it safe. Most of these kids that out here that's doing all this wrong, we are the cause of it. We are the cause of it. And if we don't show these kids, if we don't talk to one another, how do you expect your kids to talk to each other? They gonna say, well, mommy and dad, well, my mom and dad ain't even together because they hate each other. Come on, man. These kids, that's not right. That's genocide. And I'm telling you, God is going to charge the game to you. He ain't charging the game to me. And I said, listen, even if I had a problem with my baby's mama, I'd apologized already. I said, Lord, forgive me, but you just can't go to God and ask for forgiveness. You got to go to that person. Even if that person don't forgive you, you get it off you. So you can be, your conduit can be open so you can move effectively. Because these kids need, one of the parents got to be strong. If both of them are out of control, oh my God, man, the kid is going to really suffer. But if one of the parents is saying, you know what, I understand how she feels. I understand how he feels. But that's still their father or their mother. Even the men, I'm talking to the men too. It ain't just the women, men. It's the men that's tripping too. The men be tripping.
And you know what, Chap? Sometimes people say, you know, my mother and my father did this and did that. You know, well, break that curse. You know what I mean? Don't
break
be like
the curse. Right.
You know, break it. You know what I mean? Be different. You know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that. Break the curse. That generational curse, man. Listen, man, we got 3 minutes, man. What you want to do? You want to switch over?
Yes, sir. Please, man. Please. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So we about to switch over to Keith Henry's page. Tap into his page so that way we can keep this thing going, people. Tap in. Come on, y'all ain't doing nothing on a Saturday night. Cut that other box off and get into our situation so we can bring some healing to this situation. So we can start a fire on here. You know what I'm saying? Some real talk. You know what I'm saying? Something that you can take to bed with you tonight and say, wow, man, I need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hitting us in a good way. All right. So tap into Keith Henry's page. We about to switch over right now. Peace.